They will know who this kid is, and they'll think, whoa, that was a cracking performance. There was nothing you could knock on what he did. Speed, strength, aggression. He had everything you'd want from a young man coming through. Youth is on his side.
And this is just 15 fights into his professional career. It's some going.
It is some going, but you know, he's had a very, very good established amateur career. He comes in with an excellent pedigree. He's done everything the right way, and you know, that was supposedly a Commonwealth defence. That was his step into world class, and he passed it with flying colours. So you know, we're excited. There's some good fights. I'm looking forward to come back to Belfast.
I said Ireland had found a new boxing star. Do you think he can be an iconic figure in Belfast, in this part of the world?
I remember coming to Ireland before Barry won the world title, and the following was building up and building up and building up until he won the world title. And I can see the same thing here with this young man here. The following's building up. You're seeing class. You're not getting hustled with something that you think, well, they're getting him the right upon. He's not hustling anybody. This kid can fight for fun.
He needed a performance like that to make, you know, it could have been a really tough fight. He could have scraped through, you know, like he did with the Raul Herrales, where it was you know, he boxed and did that. This time he came, he dominated. He had to take it, you know, take the bull by the horns, and he did that.
I tell you what, fight night these days is all about wall-to-wall live action. Let's take you out there and bring more of that right now. Another Belfast hero, Martin Lindsay, hometown boy, didn't want to disappoint his fans, was due to fight Lee Selby, who was ill overnight. Didn't want to give in, wanted to put on a show for his fans, so he stepped in against Renald Garrido, Frenchman, decent amateur career, boxing outside France for the first time. Can Lindsay entertain our MC, Michael Pass?
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with 8 3-minute rounds of an international featherweight contest. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the brown and white coloured shorts. At the weighing, he scaled 9 stone, 13 pounds, 6 ounces. His record reads 8 contests, 6 wins, 2 defeats. Presenting from Marseille, France, Renald Garrido. And opposing him, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the sky blue shorts, trimmed with dark blue. At the weighing, he scaled 8 stone, 13 pounds, 6 ounces. From 20 contests, he has 19 wins. 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout with just a single defeat. He comes to the ring this evening as the former featherweight champion of Great Britain, presenting from Belfast, Northern Ireland, Martin Lindsay. Timekeeper at the bell, Dale Elliott from Hillsborough, and the star referee in charge of the action, one of the world's finest, Mr. Ian John Lewis from Gillingham, Kent. 8 3-minute rounds.
I am the referee, obey my command at all times. Both of the rules, watch the heads, keep the punches up. When I shout break, you break clean. And remember, to defend yourself at all times, shake hands.
Well, a roller coaster week for Martin Lindsay, the former British featherweight champion. Became a father on Thursday to a son, Brody. Congratulations to him and his wife, Debbie. And tonight he was supposed to be boxing Lee Selby, as you've heard, to regain his British title. But Selby picked up some kind of bug, couldn't box. And Lindsay gets thrown in with a much bigger French opponent, Renald Garrido, who was on the bill originally to box Scott Cardle, but has said, well, I'll step in and provide an opponent for Martin Lindsay. But it must be tough for Martin, this situation, Jim. In a sense, he's on a hiding to nothing. He's giving away a lot of weight. He was preparing for a really massive night, and there must be a real sense of anticlimax there for him.
Yeah, it's a huge disappointment. I mean, going to the trouble of making the weight, because, you know, I think like most fighters these days, he struggles to get down to the weight. And then to pass the way in, both men passed the way in, and then Selby becomes ill overnight, and it's a genuine illness. Huge disappointment. But he has to earn a living. He does this for a living, so the only way you make money is to put the gloves on and go in and perform. Full credit to him, he's decided to spot a stone to a lively opponent here. Garrido comes here, we know it's a real live wire. So full credit to Martin Lindsay, but hopefully it doesn't become unstuck. I would think the longer this goes, the more his class will start taking control.
And I tell you what, the class of some of those hooks to the body are impressing already. And Garrido has certainly come to give it a go here, and he'll try and use his weight advantage. Tough little nut from what we know of him, the 29-year-old from France. He's never been stopped, never stopped anybody. It's 6-2 overall. But again, look at those body shots that Lindsay's banging in here. They'll weaken the resolve of the Frenchman the longer this goes on.
Well, obviously Lindsay we know in tremendous shape. He's trained for a 12-rounder, and he started here as though, you know, he reckons there's no way Garrido can live with this pace for more than a couple of rounds. But giving away so much weight, a full stone, it's a lot of weight, especially down here in the lighter divisions.
Yeah, so far Garrido has soaked it all up. Coming back for more, he's moving up tonight as well. He's only boxed 6 rounders up till now.
Yeah, I would rather see Lindsay using his skills a little bit more, make this fellow miss. Don't trade punches, hit and don't be hit.
Well, he's certainly there to be hit, Garrido. He's not going anywhere. Lindsay just jams in another left hook to the body, and listen to these fans. It's really good that this Irish crowd, these Belfast fans, are sticking around to see Martin Lindsay and support him.
Well, I think Lindsay's throwing as the hard punches as he can muster, and he hasn't budged this fellow, so I think maybe plan B. Think a little bit more about the punches coming back and just start outboxing this fellow, use his skills in his class. Terrific opening round though, non-stop.
I'm only starting. We're not going to stop this now. It's going to keep at you, right? So what we're going to have to do is keep a wee rhythm, get the nice steady back.
Get the breathing going on. Big deep breath.
Focus, right?
Big deep breath.
Nice and happy. 4 shots, 2 shots. Don't come back to the ropes.
You drink of water, son?
Simple, nice and tight. Right, nice and tight. Nice and tight.
Well, that really was an entertaining opening 3 minutes. Lindsay certainly dishing plenty out, but taking a bit back as well, Jim.
Yep, you know, he didn't use his skills there. Maybe there was some of the frustrations that have been pent up. Maybe I had to get rid of some of those. But that was a terrific opening round from both men there.
Both went off at a really fast pace. Well, so far it's Northern Ireland 2, rest of the world 0. Can Lindsay keep the ball rolling? Or will Garrido say, you know what, I've got an opportunity to make a little name for myself here? Good left hook to the body from the former British featherweight champion. Giving away, remember, let's not forget, this could be important, 14 pounds on the scales. That could be a big, big leveler in this one. Again, good left hook to the body.
Yeah, well, I think Lindsay is trying to bring his skills in. I mean, experience-wise, the level he's boxed at is far above this fellow. Now he's trying to use it.
Definitely fancies the job here, Garrido. He's not been discouraged yet, despite what looks like very solid body shots that have gone in particular from Lindsay, who's just missing a bit, just a bit out of range. Garrido doing a good job defensively here.
I mean, this is a big night for Garrido. He's come over here for a little, you know, 6 or 8 rounder, and he's been given a chance to make a name for himself, and he's going for it. You've got to give him that.
Good right hook. I think Lindsay saw it coming though, so some of the quality lost as Lindsay twisted away. Solid punches coming in, but so far can't slow him down. Never mind getting him taking a backward step. Lindsay's got his hands full with this fella.
Yep, just walking right through them. I mean, that's what you find when you give away a stone. I mean, that's the reason we have weight divisions. A stone down at the featherweight limit is a huge amount to be giving away. And it's not a last-minute replacement, we have to remember, because this fellow was on the bill already. So it's not as though they've just called him this morning.
Gum shield coming out, and Garrido immediately stopping as well. It's being fought at a good pace. I wonder if Lindsay's looking at this fella and saying, boy, this is a big fella. Again, looking to get those left hooks going to the body. He's landed a lot of decent body shots and nothing seems to be disturbing Garrido. This time a right hook to the midsection. Decent work from Lindsay, but in the back of your mind you might be thinking, you know what, he really is working very hard just to keep this fella under control, and I'm not sure he's got him there yet.
Yep, but he's throwing bombs which take a lot of energy. This is tough for him.
C'est bon. Va te mettre un peu ça là. Voilà. Pas besoin. Ok, non? Souffle, récupère. On récupère. D'accord? Ouais. On récupère. Wouhou! Voilà, c'est bon là. On récupère. C'est le pied. Allez. On récupère. Là, tu me fais plaisir, tu fais des bonnes choses. D'accord? Il est juste derrière lui. T'as vu? Il a les mains derrière, c'est ça. C'est ça. Ok? T'as vu? Il envoie sa droite et sa droite est large. Ouais. Passe par-dessus. C'est celle-là que j'essaie d'attendre. Rotative derrière. Ok? Ouais. Ne fais pas que bloquer. Ok. Ok? Allez. C'est bien, hein, les gars. Ok? Comment tu te sens? Moi, je me sens très bien. Ben, moi, voilà, tu lui montes, hein? Travaille aussi, hein? D'accord?
Yeah, well, Lindsay putting everything he has into these punches. They're landing cleanly enough, but this fella just keeps coming back at him. He's maybe thinking he's 12 round, but this guy isn't, that he can live with this pace. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a hot one. 8 rounds. Martin Lindsay, a former British featherweight champion, in the sky blue trunks from Belfast against Renald Garrido. This 29-year-old who turned pro a year ago and has had 8 fights, winning 6 of them. Trying to make this big weight advantage count in his favour. Lindsay trying to work the uppercut. It's a clever shot, didn't it quite came off. Again, whenever he throws punches and lands, you look for Garrido to take a backward step, and I'm not seeing it, not at all. He's done nothing yet to try and move this fella.
Yeah, but Lindsay's much more sensible with his tactics now, using the jab a little bit more, still trying to work the body, although a lot of his body shots have been blocked.
Clever from Lindsay. That was a bit of a crude assault from Garrido. Looking to punish him for that.
Garrido was really breathing pretty heavily at the end of the second round. So I wonder maybe if Lindsay just thinks, keep this pace going, and he won't be able to go with it.
Well, he seems to be tightening up his defence here, Garrido. Those elbows are dropping as if he's trying to protect the ribs as a right hook comes in this time, followed by a left. Lindsay is not varying his attack too much. He knows where he thinks the weakness is. And Garrido is certainly looking to try and keep those elbows tucked in tight.
Well, this is really good action. I mean, maybe a little come down when we heard it was an 8-rounder instead of a title fight, but I tell you, this is good stuff.
It's better than good, isn't it? Very entertaining, this. I thought it might be a bit of a flat letdown, especially after the drama with Carl Frampton and how exciting that was, but Martin Lindsay has shrugged off that huge disappointment he must have felt 12 hours ago. It really was that close to fight time. And here he is, having a right old tear up with a fella 14 pounds heavier than him. I had fears and visions of this being an 8-round sparring session, Jim. Not a bit of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Lindsay is still boxing as though titles are on the line here. He couldn't be putting any more into this. And full credit for Garrido for his contribution. This is terrific.
Caught another left hook as he threw a lazy right hand there, Garrido. He's still pushing forward, and Lindsay still hasn't got him completely subdued.
Récupère. Ok. Ok. Hein, deux choses, t'as vu? Il essaie de faire un travail. Hein, d'accord? Il fait le travail du sac au corps. D'accord? Bloque bien. Hein? Voilà. Maintenant, tu es là, derrière, par contre.
Listen, see the body shots, he must finish at the fucking head. He must finish at the head. The point is, keep to the plan, right? The plan is, we're going to open up in the last 4 rounds.
Well, Martin Lindsay certainly knows where he thinks the weak spot is.
Yeah,
Right
he's
there.
working the body and he's finding the target. He was catching some elbows earlier on in the fight, but he's getting them home now to the rib cage.
Round 4.
Tremendous punching from Lindsay.
Round 4 of what is planned for an 8-rounder. It's a spicy one. A lot of punches being thrown with purpose. Renald Garrido in the brown trunks obviously can see the possibility of a real decent name on his card. And Martin Lindsay looking to get rid of a ton of frustration. And those of us who feared a letdown after seeing Frampton win so impressively, and after Paul McCloskey came through his night of crisis so effectively, if we thought we were in for a bit of a flat one, far from it. And Lindsay going upstairs, and Garrido saying, no, doesn't hurt me, not bothered.
You saw the class from Lindsay in that burst of punching there. That was terrific. That really was quality stuff. Okay, it didn't have any great impression on Garrido, but boy, it was really quality stuff.
Really loading up with all his punches, Lindsay. Still can't slow him down. He comes back for more, Garrido. Just get the feeling the Frenchman's work rate might be dropping a little bit.
I mean, we do have to remember Lindsay's not a massive puncher at featherweight. So, I mean, this really will be becoming heavy going in the second half of this. Because this guy's big, he's tough, he's strong, he's not a big puncher. But he's got everything else.
And it's hard work, isn't it, Jim? I mean, there are a lot of punches thrown in that little flurry there. Most of them miss, but even if you miss, it still takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, and whatever he does, whatever he dishes out, Garrido just keeps coming right through it.
I haven't got Garrido winning a round, but for all that, it's still great entertainment, this. It really is. A nice little bonus for us. Lindsay's probably thinking, why on earth did I agree to 8 rounds of this? Shouldn't have done 6.
See, he's probably looked at it, he's been asked to face someone who's only had 8 fights. So no problem, he can't be in my league, but when you're giving away so much weight and you're not a massive puncher, well, it's heavy weather and that's how it's turning out. Really still boxing well, Lindsay.
Garrido getting inside with an uppercut. Lindsay just getting a little warning. Good little finish there from Garrido.
And as John says,
Finish it
sometimes we're finishing ahead.
All the
right?
time.
We're going to start now with the signals with quick laps. You know what I'm saying. The eye's dead on.
Eyes
Trust
don't matter,
me,
the eye's fine. I'm well under control.
I don't need eyes watching. So
Just
maybe
maybe.
we'll double it up
Let me see.
sometime
Let me see.
and make a move, but we can't stop him because he's double. We're not going to stop him. Forget about the doubles. Yes, give us a
for water?
Ah, do it. Go
Just
ahead.
finish at the head, some of it finish in the back.
Sometimes finish with the head.
You're just getting caught with the body.
Or double it up instead on.
Well, we think Martin Lindsay is outworking and out-hustling Renald Garrido.
Corners 10 seconds.
But he is certainly not having everything his own way with this big French bulldozer. He just keeps coming whatever Lindsay hits him with.
Line 5.
Some interested faces at ringside as well, Jim. I'm sure you've spotted them. Chris Sanagar, who's the manager of Lee Selby. Tony Borg, who's the trainer of Lee Selby, are both here in attendance because Selby Lindsay, I'm sure, will get remade. They want to take a close look themselves at first hand and have a look at what Lindsay might or might not bring to the party.
I think Lindsay, maybe this is the second half of the fight, will maybe cut down on the amount of punches he's been throwing and just get on the move a little bit more. I mean, it's pretty obvious now he can't hurt this fellow. And he would have expected maybe some of the steam to have left at Garrido's work. That hasn't happened, so I think he's going to use his skills now, a bit more movement. But I think the second half of this is going to be tough for him.
Trying to pick his shots here as Garrido tries to keep his defences a little bit tighter. Good work with the left hand, nice little left hook.
Lindsay's still putting everything into these punches power-wise. So it's just as well he's 12-round fit, I think. Because as I've said already, this is heavy work.
That was better, much better. And he's starting to make the Frenchman plod a little bit here. Sort of swing and hope stuff coming from Garrido like that, and missing quite badly. It's the first time we've seen Garrido look a little bit heavy on his legs. He's still willing, he's still trying to make things happen, but there's not much authority behind his punches at the moment. He needs to find something here.
Yep, and I think that's what Lindsay's been banking on. I mean, the pace he started this fight at, I mean, he reckoned that Garrido couldn't live with that pace. So for the first time, as you say, maybe he's beginning to be proved right.
Well, he keeps throwing these left hooks, Garrido, that are missing by a mile. Well, for all that he's missing, for all that he's on the receiving end, for all that he's looking a little bit leg weary, he's still right in Martin Lindsay's face. He just will not go away, will he?
Yep, this is turning into a real struggle for Lindsay. I have him winning it clearly. But it's taken everything he has just to keep this fellow on the end of his punches.
He's missed with so much in this round, Garrido. Yet nothing slows him down. I mean, he's been on the receiving end for so much of this fight, and certainly all of this round, and yet Lindsay's still backing up and working his socks off.
Throw a couple of jobs there, and that correct. Right? Now we're opening up with fucking bigger punches. We're going to start fucking hitting them harder. Right? I know you're hitting it harder. We're hitting the speed.
Come on, big David. Big
lungs,
big press, come on, big lungs.
Starting to feel. Right? We'll keep it nice and tidy. We'll double them up. We'll sit in and double it. So you hit that wee body shot, maybe sit in and fucking hit another one. Right? But keep the hand job. We'll make it out of the way. Behind the fucking job. We'll be more correct. Look for more correct punches. Keep the fours going. Keep the 1-2 up.
Well, he's hitting with everything, Martin Lindsay. And this Frenchman just won't go anywhere.
10 seconds.
Yeah, but the punches don't even seem to be having an effect on him.
Seconds out.
He keeps coming, but missed a lot in that round.
And just as I thought he might be starting to feel the pace, even though he was missing and not doing any damage, he just put himself right in front of Martin Lindsay and said, right, come on then. That was feet tangled up. Tell you what, as much as we're watching Martin Lindsay, Renald Garrido's not doing his prospects any harm here. He'll catch the eye with this effort.
Yeah, I think you'd be glad to invite him back again.
Originally, he was down to fight the rising prospect from Lytham, Scott Cardle. I'm sure Scott Cardle's watching this somewhere and saying, well, I'm glad Lindsay got him and not me. Maybe they can make that match somewhere down the road. I tell you, Scott Cardle wouldn't have everything his own way with this fella either.
I'm just wondering, will they have second thoughts about Scott Cardle? He's just at the start of his career. This fella could turn into a bit of a nightmare.
He'd be a handful for Scott Cardle, no question.
Or is it just maybe the weight difference that Lindsay's punches just seem to have no effect on him whatsoever?
And Lindsay's loading up. I mean, it's not like he's pulling these at all. Or just going through the motions. Lindsay's hitting hard and often. And just can't get him away. It's amazing, isn't it, Jim? I've got him winning every round, and at no point can you say Martin Lindsay has this completely under control.
No, but I mean, the signs were right from the off this was going to be tough. As soon as we could see that Garrido could take the shots and keep on coming, and I reckon it would get tougher from the halfway stage, and that's how it's turning out. Still the better quality work still coming from Lindsay, and he's just producing that as I'm speaking here. Terrific.
Yeah, really good right hooks coming in. Bouncing off the side of Garrido's head with no effect whatsoever. Better defensively from the Frenchman. Bit of snap's gone out of his punches though.
I think Lindsay chose his tactics right from the off, and he's just stuck with them. It's possible that he could have been on the move a little bit more and tried to use his boxing skills. Everyone watching this is glad he didn't, because this has been 6 rounds of terrific action so far.
So he'll go back to Jerry Nugent in the hat.
Maybe we could arrest inside. We'll get Maroon will fight me.
Yeah, still, story doesn't change. Garrido coming forward, getting some body shots through there, as you can see. But when Lindsay switches on, you can see the quality in his work that Garrido has never really been able to match.
Sit inside and come bump, bump, bump.
See, instead of closing,
bump,
coming out again.
Bump. All right, John. Right. You understand what I'm saying to you? Right, now we're going for this title fight. That's why we've got to look at it. Right, we're not going to run.
10 seconds.
And fucking put it up then. Right? Double them up.
Seconds out. Line 7.
Just one more after this. Martin Lindsay in control on the scorecards. And should have enough class to avoid any major scares, but Renald Garrido, well, he's not going to go looking for him, that's for sure. Garrido is in his face. And I think these fans realise, Jim, and it's gone very, very quiet in here, that, you know, short of bringing a baseball bat in with him, Martin Lindsay can't get rid of this fella.
Yeah, it just underlines the fact of why we have weight divisions. I mean, this man has taken some tremendous punches from Lindsay, but just keeps walking through them because he's 2 weight divisions above.
Defensively from Garrido again. And then Lindsay getting through with a couple of jabs and a switch downstairs with the right hand. Garrido's struggling to land clean punches. The longer this fight's gone on, the more the quality has gone down from the Frenchman. There was a lot of huff and puff and industry from him early on. And as he keeps chugging forward, he just isn't really landing with any kind of frequency and doesn't seem to be bothering Lindsay one little bit.
Lindsay's trying to back him up for the first time. If he can do that, that will certainly make things a little bit easier. Now, a nice little turn there from Garrido, yeah. Nicely done.
Just as Lindsay landed a real solid looking right hand, you thought, oh, that's it, but no. No, it isn't. It's going to take something really special for Lindsay to break through this fella.
blows from Lindsay. They're pretty borderline though.
Yeah, they're not straying dangerously though, that's for sure. Lindsay again outworking him. Getting caught himself on the counter there. Well, he came in, Renald Garrido, with that tag, never stopped anyone, never been stopped. I think he's still going to have that tag at the end of this one. Lindsay must feel like he's working the heavy bag here. Just keeps coming back, swinging back into position and says, come on in, let's have a bit more. Lindsay getting through again. Garrido saying, yeah, big deal.
I mean, we've seen a lot of quality in Lindsay's work, you know, throughout the almost 7 rounds. He just doesn't have the power, you know, to subdue this bigger fellow.
Yeah, not the night he was expecting at all. As long as he stays out of trouble for 3 minutes, he'll get the win, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, well, the story continues. Every round the same. Garrido doesn't stop coming forward, trying to pump some punches out, but the much better quality coming from Martin Lindsay. Some of those body shots you thought of might have slowed him down a little bit, taken some of the ambition, but not to be.
Oh, c'est bon? Mais c'est pour ça. N'acceptez pas. Allez, c'est bien, c'est la dernière. Mais oh!
If you're fluent in French, send us a tweet, please.
Nice and tidy, Matt. Nice and tidy. Not at the ropes. Not the ropes.
Corners, 10 seconds.
10 seconds now.
Sherry Nugent just saying, keep it clean. No need to try and be a hero
Second
here.
joint. 8th, final round.
The last round for Martin Lindsay. I bet he's glad to hear that. Because no matter what he throws at him, Renald Garrido is not going to go anywhere. Well, he's trying to finish with a flourish, isn't he? So many fans have stayed here to watch him, which is a real tribute to the respect they have for the former British champion, who had that 15 months out after he lost his title to John Simpson. A lot of people thought maybe he was washed up, finished, moving on. But this is his 3rd fight of a sort of renaissance, if you like, and he definitely was going to go into that title fight against Lee Selby as a real live prospect. Oh, that was a decent right hand from Garrido. Both of them looked a bit confused at what happened there.
Oh, good. I mean, that shot is bang on the chin. You're expecting that to knock someone on their heels, but Garrido just keeps coming. Lindsay's work rate has been phenomenal for the 8 rounds here. He hasn't stopped throwing punches.
I've got him winning every round.
Yep, same here.
And yet, usually when you've got that, you've got a guy that's in complete control. And it is the weight, obviously, you know, bears repeating, I guess. That is such a leveler in this one. But full marks to Garrido. I mean, he's given it everything he's got here against a vastly superior opponent who still hasn't given up dreams of a finish, but he might as well. And I don't think he can hurt Garrido. He just keeps coming.
I know Lindsay was training for a title fight, a 12-rounder, but I'm still really impressed at the fitness that he's shown tonight. I mean, this has been a terrific pace for the full 8 rounds. Terrific.
It really has. It's not going to do his career any harm at all to be in with a real tough guy like this and be made to work the way it has been. Impressed with Lindsay tonight, considering there was nothing on the line for him at all, realistically. And impressed with Garrido as well in his own way.
Now, this has been a real tough job from all the way through, and I'm impressed with the way he's gone about it. Hasn't looked to make this any easier. Met Garrido head on in every round. And really an entertaining little 8-rounder.
Yeah, a couple of good professionals going about their job. Good to see. It could have been so flat. It hasn't been. Garrido again at the end of the round having a bit of success. But it's a landslide, you would think. Although I don't think he's going to forget this fella, Martin Lindsay. You'll be seeing him in his sleep tonight. Good stuff. And the applause here at the Odyssey Arena reflects that. That was a good, honest 8 rounds of action. And it's a real credit to both of them.
Yep, Garrido put up a terrific show. There you see the stats, 533 punches coming from Lindsay. It's phenomenal, phenomenal. 26% accuracy, terrific.
I think Lindsay might argue with only 37 punches landed from Garrido. I'm sure he felt every single one of them, but there was never any doubt, not even close, none of it. And yet this fella certainly played his part in that one. More than played his part. That could have been so dull and flat, it was anything but.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, star referee Ian John Lewis has scored the contest 80 to 73 points for the winner from Belfast, Martin Lindsay.
Well, it's entertaining, wasn't it? Martin Lindsay, the hometown hero, done Northern Ireland proud yet again against a very game Renald Garrido. He's heading to our interview position right now, and he's ready to talk to Adam Smith. Adam.
Martin, victory number 20 for you, but I think we've got to start with what a week it's been. How have you got through it?
Yeah, it's been very emotional, you know. My wee boy was born on Thursday, so I had to deal with all that, and then getting ready for...
Congratulations, amazing news, first of all.
Yeah, thanks very much. And then getting ready for the fight. It fallen through at the last day, you know, so I had to pick myself up here to go in against this coming tonight. You know, I was giving away a stone in weight, and he was a strong wee man, you know, but I was glad of the workout, you know, because it was 8 tough rounds and he didn't stop coming forward. And
what was your reaction this morning when you heard that obviously the title fight was off? I mean, you know, you've got a different opponent 12 hours later. Did you want to fight?
Yeah, I did want to fight because I sold a lot of tickets and I had all my opponents here, and you know, I wanted to put on a performance for him, you know, but it's just unlucky what happened to Lee. You know, he trained for a fight, he got sick, and you know, it's just part of it. So I just...
all credit to Garrido for coming in and giving you quite a workout there, a stone in weight away. It looked pretty tough.
Yeah, I knew he weighed a stone in heavier than me yesterday, but I knew I trained so hard for the fight, you know, because I know Shelby is a good fighter, and I knew I needed to be in top shape. And you know, in the night, like, that French guy didn't stop coming for 8 rounds, and it proved that I could handle it against the bigger man.
Mentally and physically, a great job for Martin Lindsay. When's the Shelby fight going to happen?
Well, as soon as possible. It was heartbreaking this morning to go, you know, meet up with Martin and give him the news. We were all gutted, but he wanted to fight tonight, and you know, like I said, he gave away a stone. But you know, sometimes things happen for a reason, and he's been inactive, Martin, and he's had 8 good rounds there. So he's going to be in even better shape when he meets Lee Shelby. You know, and we think we're going to win, and he will win. And we're going to make that fight as soon as possible. It's a great fight. And I think that's going to stand him in great stead for that fight, that hard 8 rounds.
Roller coaster week in boxing. You just never know in this sport, do you?
That's it. You have to deal with everything that's through at you, so, and that's what I've done.
Well done. Cheers, Martin.
Yeah, Johnny, credit to him, because he needn't have fought tonight.
No, not at all. Once he weighed in and this fight technically was off, he could have said, you know what, give him my check. It's not my problem, it's off. But you know what, he wanted to give the fans what they came to